Welcome back to Superstar SEO Q&A slash Ask Me Anything. This is the first edition since 2018. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. So these are the questions, the post with the questions on it, and we'll just get into all of them. So let's go to all comments because Facebook does this weird sorting thing. Let me zoom in so you can really see. Keith says, okay, if you were starting out with SEO slash digital marketing again, back 10 years ago, is there anything you would do differently? What would you tell your 10 years younger self knowing that today? I really don't like these hypothetical type questions, but it's a lot of fun at the same time. Probably I would just focus on one monetization channel, and it would not have been client SEO. I did that in the beginning because it was the fastest path to making money quickly, but long term, it wasn't really what I wanted to do. So I would tell my future self to start building software, to start doing a productized service agency, what I've done through marketplaces, but like a Hoth or a Fat Joe type of thing, rather than a full service agency. And I would also tell him to start building software and other resources like training and things like that, and build a personal brand to generate those. I did all of that, but it took me a lot longer to figure it all out than I should have. So I guess what I would tell my younger self is to pick whatever monetization channel that you're going to do, get really good at that, and don't do anything else until you've mastered that. Next up is Ia. Why is video content considered effective for online marketing today? That's the world we live in, right? People, how do I put this? People default to looking for things that way now, at least some younger people. My significant other is 25, and when she wants to look up a new restaurant or a new clothing or a new anything, really, she goes to TikTok rather than to Google like us Gen Xers do. So I think that's what it is. That's just where the attention is. That's how people like to consume content now. So yeah, that's my answer to that is it works because that's the way people consume content and look for information, especially younger people. Next up is Amit. He says, is Parasite SEO still working? What's your personal experience with it? Yeah, absolutely. In fact, it almost works too well. What I'm actually doing lately is ranking Facebook posts from my personal Facebook page. Or profile. This is a VPS company that I used for years, and then they did something that pissed me off, and I ranked my personal Facebook page or personal Facebook profile. I ranked a post saying they're a scam. I ranked a Reddit post saying they were a scam. I think this might be me as well. No, that's something else. I left them a Trustpilot review. Here's another one, another Facebook for me, and so on. So Parasite still works well. And what I'm finding is that social media posts are great parasites right now. Hesper Nielsen, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Great SEO, good guy. He's doing a lot with ranking social posts as well. So that's what I'm using Parasite SEO with. I don't do a lot of the Outlook India or whatever the flavor of the month is in that regard, but I use my social presence for that. So that's another reason you can build a personal brand is social media posts are ranking really well, and it's really easy to do that. Next up is Kelvin. Kelvin says, what business lesson have you learned from running this group for 10 years that most agency owners still don't get or learn too late? If you don't know what he's talking about, this is in the Superstar SEO Facebook group, which is having its 10th anniversary. I want to say tomorrow, depending on where you are in the world, either tomorrow or the next day, depending on where you are in the world. And what would I tell agency owners that they don't get or learn too late is that you are responsible for getting your clients' results. You need to agree before you sign a contract or agree to a deal what result means. It should be something that leads to them making more money from working with you than they would have if they did not work with you. And a lot of them, not only do they not get that, they actively are hostile to it and don't think it's their responsibility. So that's what they need to learn is that their job as an agency is to help their clients make more money or to achieve some goal and agree to that goal before you take their money. Next up is Jerome. Jerome says top 5 favorite SEO YouTubers, top 3 favorite countries or cities to live in. I'll answer the second one first. I've only lived in 3 places in my entire life. So those were Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, which is where I lived from 1980 to 2025. And then Las Vegas, Nevada, where I lived and still live in 2025 and 2026. And Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, which is where I am right now and is my second home. So those are the only ones I can speak with experience on. I almost moved to BGC Bonifacio Global City in the Philippines, but I ended up not because of some time constraints. So I can't answer anything beyond about that from experience. So there's that. Top 5 favorite SEO YouTubers. If I'm an SEO YouTuber, if I count as one, then I am my favorite. Jesper, that I mentioned before, I like him a lot. To be honest, I don't really watch a lot of SEO YouTube. I'm trying to think who else I would even say. And truth is, I don't have any answer beyond that. So those two are really good. I know there's others that are good. I don't really watch them myself. And I don't like to answer questions that are just hypothetical. So those would be my answers to those. Monari says, what's one new thing we have today in SEO? A way of doing SEO you wish were here in 2020? AI, but without a doubt. For the first time since I've been doing SEO since 2013, we have a target other than, I think it's 2013. We have a target other than Google. And yeah, we've always had Bing and Yahoo and all that stuff, but maybe YouTube. But now we have ChatGPT, we have Google, what's the Google one? Gemini, we have Google AI overviews and Claude, Perplexity, and so on. Although no one really talks about showing up in those, but that's what I wish we had, was another target for SEO effort. And we finally do now since 2022. And really, it really only picked up in 2024, I would say, like doing SEO for them. But that's what I wish we would have had sooner. Yash says, based on your experience, what gets brands cited most in AI answers today? That's going to tie into the next question as well. But what gets them cited is having how can I put this? I guess it doesn't really tie into the next question, but getting cited in AI means being cited on external sites that AI trusts. So, for example, if you were looking for best website for backlinks or something like that, you want to get cited on relevant, trusted sites. And I was going to say high authority, but high authority means something different for AI than it does for SEO. But getting cited on those sites is the way to go about that. And that will bring us to our next question from Husnain. He says, how can I make AI citation LLMs for our website? So I'm going to show you a tool that I made, and it's free. I'll put it in the description, but that kind of answers both of these. So what you want to do is go to llmlinks.ai. It's a free tool. And then you put in whatever prompt you want to show up for. So best website for buying links. And it can be whatever for you, but we'll search. What this is going to do is it's going to go out and get the sources that both ChatGPT and Google AI overviews used to generate its answers to that prompt. And it's going to give you the URLs. So some of them are obviously not going to be helpful to you. Like this Google support, obviously, I guess you could try to get in one of these answers, although I wouldn't count on that. And then it's going to have some that are like Ahrefs and more Google research. SEMrush is one. Let's see, Bazoom. Okay, this is a great example. Bazoom is probably I've never heard of it, to be honest, but it seems like it's somebody's like site or blog or something like that. And because I'm in Vietnam, as I mentioned, I have to run into this a lot. This just looks like some blog, and I bet you could get a link insert or a guest post on this site. So what you would do then, and I'll show you in a minute, obviously they put themselves at number 1, the best place to buy backlinks, but they also put in like editorial.link, SERPzilla, Collaborator Pro. I guarantee you that some of these are bought. And yeah, I'm actually going to do this one, to be honest. But what you would do is then reach out to them and ask to get the cost and what's required to get your site inserted into the post. And the reason you want to do that is because the LLM is already citing that. So what you could do, and hopefully it's there, is click get contact info. And this is going to use hunter.io to find different people at that company that you can contact to try to get a link in that article that LLMs are already citing. And the same thing here with buildingbacklinks.io/buy backlinks. This might be a sales page. No, see, this is another one that we can get. In fact, it's only a couple months old, and we're probably going to try to get into this one as well. That you would, again, reach out to these people or to the owners of this site and ask to get your site put in here, although it doesn't really look like, yeah. get your site added to this list or get a guest post on this site if they won't let you have that. I guarantee you that, because I've never heard of a Zoom until today, I guarantee you they're working together. But anyway, this is how you would do that. And this tool is free, so anybody can use that. And it's just a way to make you like me, basically. And then you can also come over to either ChatGPT or Google AI Overview and have it analyze the sources for you. And it'll give you in a minute here a nice report of what those sites are doing, what you could be doing better, things like that when it comes to your AI, like your AI search presence. So if you give that just a minute or so, it will finish and we'll take a look at that and then we'll move on to the next question. Yeah. Okay. So you can see it gives you key insight, why these sources were chosen, what they have in common, how to create content that gets cited, what's missing, and so on. And I'll add a little feature so you can export that if you wanted to. But that's how I would answer both of these questions is what gets brand cited in AI answers today. You can look at this and analyze what does for the prompts that you want to do. And then you can use this to get citations as well. So next up is Maria. Maria says, what would you recommend as the best first step to someone just starting with SEO? I kind of answered that in our previous question, but it would be to research the different ways to make money with it, because ultimately making money is the point of this, no matter what anybody tells you. So I would figure out, look into all the different ways that there are. There's freelancing, there's a productized agency, there's a regular agency, there is affiliate, there is courses, there's software, there's lead gen, there's rank and rent. There's a million other ways to go about it. So figure out which one of those you can do, and then find someone you can learn the fundamentals from, learn from them and implement what they tell you, and stick to that one monetization channel so you can get really good at it and start making money. Next up is Jason, who had a great book that he was kind enough to cite Legit in a couple of years ago. Good supporter, a good friend. What's one thing you did that made the biggest difference in your business that gave you the highest ROI or earnings increase? Ooh, that's a tough one. Honestly, I think it was building this group, really, like building distribution before I had something to sell. What I mean by that is I built the Superstar SEO Facebook group and a little bit of a personal brand on YouTube and such before I ever launched Legit, which is my main business. If you're watching this, I assume you know that. If you don't, that's fine. And because of that, I didn't fail like other people that have tried to create marketplaces and other businesses. I had a customer base. I had a product, which I don't like referring to freelancers as product, but that's what it is. I had all that because I built that distribution beforehand. Okay. So that's the biggest thing I did, was have a customer list and a brand and a way to distribute my product to people and a proven product market fit before I ever had a product. So if I had to pick one thing, and I know that's a little abstract, you were probably looking for a more direct lever that you can pull, but I tend to think long term as opposed to in terms of tactics, and that's the best answer I can give you. So hopefully that helps. And Jeremy says, "Are you using openclaw for SEO?" I am not, and it's because I'm a simple man, and I tried to set up openclaw one day, and I did get it set up, but it just seemed like way too much trouble, to be honest. So what I've been using instead is Claude Cowork and Perplexity Computer, which are similar in concept. They're not as powerful, like I get that, but for me, I need the non-hassle of setting them up and the non-dedicated computer to let them run. So I understand the power of openclaw. I'm glad that other people are doing it. It's just and I may come back to it eventually, but I just don't have the patience to go through the setup and all that sort of thing. I want to just type in something and have it happen. That may not be great for me, but whatever. So those are all let me make sure there haven't been any since I started. Yeah. Okay. Those are all the questions. If you don't know what this is all about, this is the Superstar SEO Facebook group. There'll be a link to join wherever you're watching this. It's completely free. It's turning 10 years old tomorrow on May 21st. And this is a feature that I used to do years ago. You can see here's one from June of 2017. So 9 years at least. That was the oldest post I could find. I think I did it even before that, of doing these Q&A videos. I stopped doing them and I neglected this group. And as part of the 10-year anniversary, We're taking the group public so more people can find it and benefit from it. But we're also going to start doing features like this. So if you want to join, we'd love to have you. It's a lot of information. I suggest you join in the next day or two before we take it public, because then you won't be able to see. You'll still be able to join, but you won't be able to see the 10 years of posts in there because of some dumb thing that Facebook does. But anyway, check that out. It's linked in the description, the comments, whatever it is, wherever you're watching this. We'll be doing this weekly, so I'll make another post like this for you to ask questions, and I'll answer them in a video next week. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this and got your question answered, and I'll see you next time.